Hey, Etchy. How are you tonight? Yeah, thank you. Happy Friday to you too. I'm just going to have a short one tonight because I am absolutely exhausted. Hardly had any sleep last night, so. How's your week been? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming along nice. Just trying to find something to put behind it so you can see it a little better in the clutter of my desk. Yeah, so that's it there. Looking pretty good. Don't think I can zoom out more than that, but yeah. It's got good lines. I like it. More to come, but yeah, it's looking great. It's definitely one of my favorite 5-star stories. Kits, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That one you were painting on your stream yesterday was the skulls. That one's hot. Love that. I'm gonna have to get the name of that that artist off of you. Yeah, it looks like I didn't really get a close look at it, but it looks like there's a ton of detail all over it. Well, thank you. White Werewolf Tavern. Yeah, that's it. I remember it now. Yeah. I remember you had mentioned that. I was working while you were streaming, so my gray cells not working so good. Do you get the ones from or the Patreon? What's his name? Ritual Casting. He does some nicer large, like one. I think they're not 1/6. I think they're 1/12 scale busts. There. Oh, I guess I should point this at what I'm doing. Yeah, Ritual Casting. Some of it's kind of not safe for work, but he does. He usually does female statues, figures, and all kinds of different fantasy genres. He does steampunk. He's done some cyberpunk stuff, and he'll do like a not safe for work version and as well as a safe for work version of everything. But it's really well designed in that he usually makes his kits so that they're very easy to print, and you can easily magnetize all of the parts. I don't remember hearing your intro track. Weird. Yeah, because what's cool too is a lot of like the weapons, like he'll, let's say he has like a ranger or something, he'll have like a crossbow arm and a like a sword arm, and you can just pop them off and put on the other ones. It's neat stuff. It's all available. You can either, if you're on his Patreon, he releases one every month that he usually will draw up. Yeah, it's not working tonight. I don't know why. Maybe I'll just restart it. He releases one a month. I think his Patreon's only like $10 or something. He does 3 sketches usually in the month where he lets all of his Patreons vote on which one he does. See if that works. I don't know. It's peculiar. I've had some flaky stuff going on with my computer though, so. Let's just try this intro. Too bad. Yeah, there it is. I don't know. Strange. Strange. Oh, here I could actually show you.
Edgybat has entered chat.
Now it's going to play like 8 times.
Cruising down Santa Monica Boulevard with the top down, Tear 23 has just joined chat.
Edgybat has entered chat.
It's doing it again. No. Weird. You can't tear. You can't just like show up right on top of somebody else's intro. That's just poor manners. How are you, Tear? So it's just ritual casting, and yeah. So this is the kind of stuff. So he's done the Medusa, She-Wolf, some, this one's cool. So you see it comes with several different heads. There's an Oni head, regular head, and there'll be like a little indentation in the neck that you can put magnets in, just like 5/16. I think they're 5/16 magnets he uses. And it's all designed to be 3D printed. These are physical models. He's actually got a store now where you can buy them, but you can just get the STLs for a drift to print. And you can see here with all the different weapons and things that they come with. So, yeah, it's good value. It's a good value Patreon. How are you tonight, Ter? Oh, that's cool about the BJDs having doing that too. It just makes sense. Decided I can't really do this with these cotton gloves. I sort of need a better grip on things. Hey, good to hear it. Good to hear it. I'm good. I'm tired though. I will be probably just streaming for like an hour at the most. Don't like that glove. Too much gold paint on it. Sorry about the noise. I just used my hairdryer to inflate these gloves. Jeez, there's like gold paint everywhere. Okay, I know what I can do. Let's put... Well, we'll just try one more. That's a good one. All right. Just keep going here. I'm just going to paint a few of these. These are about the only pieces I have left to paint the gold onto, and they're the next logical parts to actually do. And I want them kind of ready and fitted before I glue the big shoulder veil pieces in place. I'm interested to see some of your silversmithing, Etchy. If you get that going on stream. That'd be cool. That'll work. Watching this TV show called it's an older HBO one called Succession, and I'm pretty sure it's all fiction, but it seems to be the Murdoch media empire family. It's pretty good. Everybody's evil. Everybody's awful in it. I need to figure out how to get a strong network connection and electricity out back, but def gonna set it up for the springtime. Yeah, as someone who deals with IT a fair bit, just run a network cable. Yeah, I think it is.
Drift has connected to chat at 56k baud.
Hey, Drift. How are ya? Ah, nice. Yeah, you can get like really, really long lengths of Cat 6 on Amazon for like not a lot of money. And that's what I would do is I would just run a cable. Even if it was temporary, if you just when you're done streaming, just put it away. Roll it up, put it away. How are you tonight, Drift? How was your week? You have a good week? I hope everybody had a good week. Thanks, Ter. I'll show off the kit in a minute here. Let's just finish this piece. That's the wrong tape. Nice. Nice. I hope none of you have to work on weekends. Well, I know you tend to work on weekends, Ter, because you've mentioned that before. Oh, I'm just taping some more of these. I want to get these are like the only parts left that need the rest of the gold paint done on them, Drift. So I'm just trying to sort of blast through these. Just some last masking pieces. There's 8 shields total. And oh, sorry, out of canon there's 8 veils, and that go on the big shoulder pieces, and they're really the only things that are left to actually do. Yeah, it happens. I don't really have to work on weekends, but I often get phone calls for people who need advice, need legal advice, contract advice. I don't know why it's doing it again. Sorry. It's Drift again, everyone.
Drift has connected to chat at 56k baud.
I'll be troubleshooting that this weekend. Figuring out why it's doing that. Bonus. It's bonus content. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, let me show you guys. And I have this to put behind it. So you can get a bit of a better view of the outline. Every day is a Monday for me. I just got that. Oh, that's so sad. I'm sorry, Tear. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with it. It looks, I've mentioned this before, it looks a lot darker than it is. It looks a lot more like black than it actually is on stream, just because I don't think the gamut in my camera is quite up to the task of catching it all. You can kind of see it here though. You can kind of see how there's a bit of a shiny chrome to that. But yeah, I'm quite enthused with the colors. I think it's coming out well. I was actually having a long conversation on. Well, it wasn't long, but I had a quite a conversation with Luca Zampriolo about. He was doing a. Oh shit! What was he building? Trying to think now. It was the. He just finished a. Oh, the Ashura Temple, which is another one that's on my wish list. I'm sorry if my speech is a bit slower. I'm absolutely exhausted. You guys aren't getting my typical highly caffeinated self. Light Me, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Currently working on just doing some masking for gold parts on the Machine Messiah AUGE. These things kind of go here. Like that on these big shoulder veils. But yeah, we're just trying to finish up painting the rest of these parts. I got quite a few of these. Well, I don't have quite a few. I have about 4 left to do inside and outside. So just masking stuff up so I can splash some gold on there. Yeah. So yeah, he was, Luca was working on a Ashura temple, a Volk's Ashura temple. And he was saying that he's been following my build. Because he's got the, yeah, it's this guy here. And he's a crazy man. Like if he gets a Volks kit and it's not quite what Nagano has drawn, he'll actually mod them to make them look more like the Nagano design. But yeah, he's done a really nice job on this one. It's so much easier to get really consistent paint when you're not using metallics. But yeah, if you don't follow Luca, if you don't follow Calamity, just Calamity, he's amazing. I think you guys do though. I think you know who he is. He's very friendly too. You can chat with him quite a bit. It's the same. It's going to be the same as this, the same as mine. Tear. It's a 1/100 scale So it's probably about 30 to 40 centimeters tall. And for the American viewers, that is roughly a foot. It's a nice one, though. And it comes with these hands that you see there. Those are fingers. They're like claws that comes. The Volks kits, they don't do any articulation on them generally, but they do often give you extra parts that are for different poses, and those are they come with the claw arms that are in his shoulders extended out as well, so you can do either. Yeah, it's a cool one. I like it. Sorry about this. I'll get rid of that in a minute. He loves 5-star series. In fact, if you look through his YouTube channel, let me see if I can find it. Like, he's obsessed with 5-star series. He probably has, and I'm assuming Luca doesn't buy any recasts because he himself is a resin kit producer. He does like Garibaldi, the Briegel, all those. So he probably, I think he sort of, just from a ethical standpoint, only buys originals. Let me just see here. There's one video he has. Where he basically gives a tour of all of his 5-star collection. And he must have like the dude's probably got like $10,000 worth of 5-star series kits. I'm super jealous. He has an original WSC Mirage. Not the Twin Towers, but the the non-Twin Towers version. Just gonna find it here. Luca videos. Actually, I'm wondering if it was on Instagram. Yeah, it's there somewhere. He gives a little tour of his shrine to 5-star. I'm gonna move this. That's a really good choice, I think. It doesn't look like ridiculously complicated. Doesn't look like it has any stuff like this. These awful things. Okay, I think that one's pretty much ready for paint. Let's move this down. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Like what kind of negatives? It doesn't use polycaps, does it? It's not one of those really old ones, is it? Polycaps and resin is just a bad idea. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, I clean up and that, you know, clean up and putty is kind of par for the course with the resin kits. I mean, I sort of cut my teeth on Luca's designs and the Industria Mechanica stuff, which has a lot of cleanup. They really are like garage kits. You know, like a dude in a garage. Luca's in particular, Luca's kits do require a fair bit of work. Which is too bad, but it's, you know, what's nice about resin is it's so easy to, you know, if something's missing, it's super easy to fix it. When I say if something's missing, I mean if there's a quality issue, you know, or if there's a nasty seam line or something like that, it's not too hard to get out, you know, the AUGE epoxy sculpt or something like that, milliput, and just go to town fixing it. Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. I mean, I guess that the only difference between the BJDs and these bigger resin kits, Etchy, would just be the number of parts. You know, I'm a little jealous at just the fact that, you know, the BJDs don't have hundreds and hundreds of pieces. Let's have a look here. It's crappy. Let's do it this way. All right, let's have a look. Build diary. You know, actually, like here as an example. Where is it? Hang on. Now this is the Kishtraya NZ666, right? And it's a pretty decent cast. You know, but there is quite a bit, you know, they do a pretty decent job of cleaning up the pore tags. But this one uses polycaps. I don't think I will. But you know, there's just so many pieces that you have to clean, right? And it just goes on like this, you know? And so it can be a bit like, I mean, it is, you know, I'm like you, and I find it kind of relaxing, going through and cleaning all the pieces. But, you know, after you've done part number 150 with these, it's kind of like, okay, I'm kind of ready to build it now. Oh no. There's another box full of stuff. Oops, sorry about that. Bump the camera there. Yeah, I totally feel the long line of stuff. That's how it is when you do conventions. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Yeah. But I will say it makes it just that much more rewarding when you get to the stage like what we're in here with the Machine Messiah. It's just I mean, when you start to get the parts painted and put together, there's such an amazing sense of accomplishment at the just knowing all of that work that you had to put into it to get it to where it is. And that's why with these sorts of kits, whenever I see them online, whenever I see people doing them on Etsy, not Etsy, sorry, on Insta, I'm always super complimentary with people. Even if, you see the occasional little flaw, fuck, this thing's covered in flaws. But, because I know how much effort went into creating something like this. Because, it's not like a Gunpla straight build, right? You've got just bare, yellow, shitty looking plastic, right? That that's boring until you spend an enormous amount of energy in cleaning it up and getting it looking like these. So and I mean the BJDs are, even to me, that's almost next level to this, because of having to paint actually having to not just paint, like I'm painting by numbers here, right? But to go and actually have to paint a face on something, like that is that's pretty, in my books, that's super impressive. All right, so let me just have a look here. This is cool. Thanks for this link, Drift. This is neat. I love build diaries. Someone's been to a Tupperware party. That's impressive. I don't do that. I just put everything in one box. Okay, yeah, so there's container. Yeah, I actually have quite a few. What I do is I take the stuff out of the cardboard boxes and I put it in a container. Because I feel like if it's there and it's been kind of organized and I've labeled it, I'll be more likely to actually take it out and build it, if that makes sense. Mind you, I'm looking over there at some kits that are super old. Clearly my plan is not working. Yeah. Yeah. Method definitely needs improvement. See, all I've done is I'm nowhere further than I was before, and I've spent a bunch of money on labels and containers. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see that there's definitely some issues there. But I mean, nothing's none of this is major. Except it looks like he's using Tamiya, like the Tamiya basic white, which I wouldn't use. I wouldn't use that on these. I would use either the little trick with cyanoacrylate and talc, that talcum powder that you can't get anymore because it's a carcinogen, is works really well as you mix it in with cyano to make a sandable paste. Or the one that I use a lot is you probably know it. It's AUGE Epoxy Sculpt, right? The this stuff. Yeah, I figured etchy. I mean, you sculpt, so you know what it is. It's basically Milliput without the exorbitant hobby tax. Because I don't like the Tamiya putties. That's these ones. It's funny, I say I don't like them, but I literally have it right here beside me. They're okay for little tiny holes, but they shrink. There's a lot of shrinkage with yes, you're absolutely right. I think AUGE is Milliput to me is a product made for hobbyists and for scale modelers, and AUGE I think is something that's had actual feedback from sculptors. Personally, that's my take on it. But it the Tamiya putties, they shrink, right? So you put it on, and if you're filling a large area, Squadron putty has been decent too. Okay, good to know. Good to know. You know, and the other trick too is just I've often just used like a Bondic pen for little tiny bubbles. You know, these UV resin pens. I wouldn't do a large area with one of these, but I've certainly done. I've certainly used them to fill bubbles. This is a cool little build. This is really thorough. I'm confused though. So is this the IMS? Okay. Because those look like some resin. These are resin. Hang on. Where were they? So, like, is this a resin part for it? Okay. Okay. Oh, this is all IMS. Okay. Okay. I'm understanding it now. I'm understanding it now. Because at the beginning there, I thought there were some parts, like when I was looking at this one, this gave me resin kit vibes. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's probably why. Probably why. Yeah, because this is clearly all IMS, and this is, you know, this is hollow. Yeah. Cool though. I'll look into that and I'll give that a good read, because I'm very interested in the IMS kits too. But you know, like I'm looking at this thinking maybe I should stick with resin. I don't know what the hell happened there. Cool. Thank you for that. I'll keep that and give it a good review later on. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Yeah, I don't doubt that. But you know, maybe as time's gone on, they've gotten a little better at the creating the runners and the you know, engineering the molds. But what do I know? What do I know? I like the bang doll though. That's good. It's a good one. Anyway, Luca was telling me he's not painting his machine mess until he gets the right what was he saying? Oh, he was waiting to find exactly the right color of or the right metallic paint. because he's not happy with the current metallics. I think he has something really special in mind. So. Yeah, he was saying he might look into automotive, like not move out of the hobby paint and try some automotive paints. The Terror. Yeah. Yeah. Good choice. I know you guys are getting original kits, but I come to GKM because they have it's just easy to find them. It's easy to search on them. Yeah, nice. I like that blue. Yeah, maybe next year sometime. It's funny when people ask, will this be available anytime soon? And they just say no. Yeah, that is a nice one. Look at those. Social distancing, people. You need to be this far apart. Bad in what way? You don't like the design, or? Yeah, keep out of my bubble. That's right. Where is it here? I gotta see that one again. The bang doll. Yeah, Luca has this. But this is the really, really tiny one. But it looks like this guy. But it's the full, you know, like the 50, 60 centimeter tall one. I think it's it's like the 1/100th scale of the Jag D. It's the WSC sculpt. Probably be easier just to do this. Good morning, Bora. How are you? How are you? Oh, you'll have to go on a table or something. Yeah. Bang. Oh. We're just drooling over 5-star series kits. So what you do is, hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep well last night, so my speech is a little slower than it usually is, and I'm not thinking quite as quickly as I would like to. But yeah, I would totally drill a hole and just stick it through the hole. Absolutely. You know, invest in a nice set of Forstner drill bits. so you can just cut a nice clean hole for it. It's a beautiful kit. Like that's a really like just a tight design. I like that. That's cool. Is that a decal? What this? Is that like is it actually in the sculpt? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. These. Oh, I get it. I get it. Honestly, with the 5-star series stuff, like fuck it. I wouldn't use decals. I wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, all of these symbols are usually right in the plastic. They're right in the resin. Me personally, I would probably just sand that or fill that, sand it, and then I would just hand paint that on. If I'm understanding it right. I was just looking at this though to see if, oh yeah, there it is. There it is right there. Yeah. That's dumb. Huh. You can see the outlaw. It's behind my video. Sorry. Sorry, guys. That's what Drift is talking about right there. Is it's embossed into the resin of the shield, and there is a decal that you're supposed to fill that with. Why would you do that? Why would you fill it? You could just paint that in red. Why would they even give you the decal? Right, like what I did with yeah. Here. Oh, I can't enhance anymore. Firefox says 500% is all you can do. But you know, like I did with these little pieces here. Right, you could certainly just fill that that impression with paint, right? I should have done that more like Decker from Blade Runner. I'm sorry, I missed an opportunity there. It's because I'm tired. I apologize. That scene where he's zooming in on the security footage. And instead of, you know, in the future, instead of having an actual user interface that you would just, you know, drag a box around what you want to zoom into, you have to list coordinates. You know, enhance region L15, enhance region L39. Because, you know, in the future, we don't have user experience. What the hell am I talking about? So what kits do you normally work on, Drift? If this is your first 5-star? And Bora, what have you been working on lately? Oh yeah, yeah. Years and years ago, what was your jam? Did you do like Gunpla or on the shelf to build right now? Though our fighting machines from various. Okay, yeah. Scale armor. Necromunda terrain, but I printed a bust to paint on stream later this week. Of a sweet, awesome, awesome. How big is the bust? Is it like 1/6 or? Drift, you need to print out Michael's his walking mech. Put some of that. Put some of those war machines on legs. Oh, 111? Okay. 111. Yeah, so that would be like maybe 10 centimeters tall or 10, 15 centimeters for a bust. Or a little smaller than that, maybe. Yeah, it'd be a little smaller than that, wouldn't it? That'll be sweet, though. Yeah, right on. Oh, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, it's a free STL. Cool. Where is it from, Bora, if you don't mind me asking? Or if you could link it, please feel free. You can post whatever you want in my chat. It's all open. Just no nudes. Okay, so there's another one done. Just gonna keep taping here. Paint them all at once. Well, the tops at least. Okay, I'll have a look in a sec here. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I got to get back into my 3D printing stuff. It's kind of like just been sitting looking sorry over there. That is cool. That's nice. Really nice face. Is it just one piece? Or are these a separate are those the leaves on the shoulder? Are they a separate separate print? Is it just print the whole thing at once, or the bust? Okay, in the base, yeah, okay. But all these details are all cooked right in. That's fun. Hell creator. H3 double hockey stick creator. Oh. Love it. Wow, and that's basically donationware too. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, this one's awesome. I know what you mean. Very cool. That's unfortunate, you know, to have tentacle eyes. That's unfortunate. A lot can be done with cosmetic surgery these days, though, so, you know, at least this guy, he has options. He has options. That's cool stuff. Very cool. All right. Just want to scroll back here. I feel like I've missed stuff. Getting into it again after years and years. On the shelf right now are 2 fighting machines, or fighting machines from various wars of the world. Drift, do you do so? Like, are they finished kits on the shelf? And do you do like heavily sort of distressed? You know, do you do all the weathering, or do you just do straight builds? Not straight builds, but like clean builds. Is the next question I had, and then do you have a couple of Bandai's Robotex Destros, a Barbatos, right on. 2 MG balls, yeah, cool. That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. What are you gonna do in the diorama? Do you have a plan laid out for that? Do you have something in mind? I usually start cooking up ideas for dioramas, you know, and then they kind of come to fruition. Like the Rook one that I did, right? Like that was something that I kind of envisioned for quite a while before I actually committed to building it. Not counting random on and off, there's probably 20 years since I've been building kits. It's like riding a bicycle. Only the product's all better now, right? You get better paint and better everything. I just read your comment that you hadn't really thought about 5-star series kits until we started watching your streams, so I blame you. If I get sucked into that, yeah, well, like, you're screwed, dude. Yeah. It's game over, man. Game over. There's just, yeah, there's no turning back. You'll be like getting kits and having stuff like this, and, you know, Etchy will come into the room and you'll just be like sweat dripping down your face and painting, you know, 64 tiny little bits, and she'll just back slowly out of the room. What else we got here? Just catching up. Laughing. It's going to be a nice change from doing the lighting on my Necromunda terrain. Yeah. Hey, good. Yeah, you gotta sometimes just put aside what you've been stuck into for ages and do something else. That's actually kind of what happened with the AUGE. Is that I no ball in boxes. Okay. Is that I was working on a Waldo, which is a little Industria Mechanica sky tugboat that I was just kind of getting in a bit of the doldrums with it, and hey, pun intended, and decided I'm just gonna push the pause button on this one. I'm gonna walk away from it for a little bit and come back to it after doing something what I called at the time just a simple build, maybe only 2 colors, and just kind of like blast through it really easy. Thank you, Etchibat, regarding the Rook. I am quite proud of that one. It's one of my favorites. Hey, Dreamcatcher, how are you? Good morning, darlings. One to be wrecked after battle with the Zaku Heat Axe wedged in it. That's awesome. That is awesome. What you doing for lighting? Yeah. Nice. Nice. I have a similar kind of idea, not so much Gundam-based drift, but I have 2 Calamity Garbaldis that... one of them is from Luca directly, and the other one is from Michael Fichtenmeyer. It was his, and they're both from different eras. The one I got from Luca was more of a current one that has. It's not quite as nicely done. It has like the photo etches like cooked into the casting and stuff like that. Whereas the one from Michael has the original sort of higher end, original higher end casting with photo etch and the works, right? But I want to do like a changing of the guard kind of thing, where one of them is going to be really like super battle damaged, and then like the reinforcements, the other one is coming in, and it'll be more of a clean one as he changes it out. But I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to put big shell blast holes and stuff in all of like the armor skirting and whatnot around it. Oh, Dreamcatcher, I'm sorry the stream's buffering. Eight by 8 Necromunda table in 1x1 sections. So this is my Pipetown tile with lighting. Ah, cool. That's nice. That is nice. So what do you do for the lighting, Bora? Do you you're using like you just get like the pre-wired LEDs? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Drift or Dreamcatcher. Looks really good. Nice. Great idea. You know, it's what's so much fun about dioramas, and even Bora, like with scene tiles, I'm sure it's the same, it's the same idea, is being able to kind of compel a story into the viewer, rather than just having a statue of a robot, right? It's just like taking it to that next level with a diorama where there's like a definitive story, there's a theme to what's going on here, and it just sort of sparks the imagination that much more. I love doing dioramas. I do them when I can. I didn't do one obviously for the 5-star stories because they're a little more, I don't know, well, they're not posable or anything. But Gunpla, that lends itself really well to really elaborate dioramas. Yeah, they're cool. I don't know if you've seen them, Bora, but let me just find them. I've talked about lighting on stream quite a bit in the past, but I use, I get these LEDs from this company here. If you just Google Evan Designs, these are pre-wired 5 to 13 volt nano chip LEDs. Give you an idea how small they are. All right, so between the little fork there, that's an LED. Okay. And you can get them into like the tiniest of places, obviously. They're made for model trains and I think dollhouse design. But this is what I use in my dioramas. Don't let the size fool you. They're extremely bright. And they're not quite as noticeable as the larger, you know, classic plastical. Yeah, they're great. Oh, you use them, so you've discovered these as well. The resistor's a bit of an annoyance I find with them. Like I wish he had used, or she, I don't know. I wish they had used a more of a surface mount resistor instead of a big pig in a blanket resistor. Pig in a blanket. What does that even mean? Why did I say that? What words are coming out of my mouth, people? Yeah, there's no reason to have that because I use them in the resin kits and I like to drill, you know, it would be nice if I could just drill a tiny little hole like the, you know, the width of the diorama. Pig in a blanket. Like, what is that? Is that a thing? Isn't that a food? Isn't that like sausages in a pastry or something? But yeah, highly recommend these. They cost more, obviously, but they're just the cat's meow. Yeah, okay. So I'm not. This isn't like some weird Mandela effect thing. Like pigs in a blanket is an actual sausage wrapped in bacon. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Right. Just like this. Ugh. I don't know. Hot dogs wrapped in dough and baked. Uh-oh. Well, which is it, people? We'll compromise. We'll put a sausage and a hot dog wrapped in bacon into dough and bake that. Then everybody gets what they want. And some of what they don't want. All right. Let's keep going. You'll die on this hill. That's hilarious. Over my dead body. Sausage? Pigs in the blanket? Over my dead body. Sorry, Dreamcatcher. When I think of you, I think of your voice being like a little bit like Batman. That's why I spoke that way. Hot dogs in crescent dough is just how they were made by my mama. Okay. Keep peeling more tape and sticking it on my light. It's hilarious. I called those old aerials on top of the house. Christmas tree antennas. What, like old television aerials? That is a bit peculiar. My dad was a ham radio guy, and we had a massive ham radio tower in our backyard. Like, it was just the biggest eyesore in the entire neighborhood. You could see it. I lived like in an area of suburb in Ontario, very flat, no hills where I lived, and it was sort of a suburban area that was surrounded by agricultural land. And so you imagine, the standard like concession road grid of country roads. They're in Canada, in Ontario, they're about a kilometer apart each, just a big grid. And so you'd have to drive through these fields to come up onto our house. And over the horizon would rise this huge antenna would just come up over the horizon, and it'd be like, when you're with friends, it'd be like, oh, there's my house. They'd look at me like, what the fuck is your dad do? Does he work for NASA or something? It's strange. Very strange. Yeah. Easy to find my house, though. Easy to find my house. Like, it was ridiculous. This is just a suburban development, 2-story houses. And like, the pole on this thing, and it was like a lattice structure, right? It was like a triangle base with just, crisscross supports all the way up. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. For the benefit of chat, Thus Spake Zarathustra is the music that you probably remember from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Da 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 da. But the and best part in that is the tom, the guy on the kettle drums, dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's just, this tower was at least 7 stories tall, and then on top of it was a huge, long, like almost as long as our property was wide, just 6 giant antennas. And it's, people complained about it, but he's like, I have a radio license, I'm allowed to do this by federal law. It's just, he eventually took it down. He kind of got out of the hobby. Okay, so that's all done. Yeah, everybody collectively breathed the sigh of relief, right? But yeah, it was impressive. It was impressive. I should do some shout outs. If you haven't already, give Bora a follow, a mini painter par excellence. And of course, Echibat. A beautiful person who does some pretty amazing stuff in her stream. You're most welcome. Hey, good night, Greencatcher, and thank you so much for coming. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure having you here. Have yourself a great weekend. If you got nothing to do tomorrow night, I will be back on. Same time, same place. Oh, you're most welcome, Etchy. Follows are free, right? Oh, sorry. I misread there. I apologize. I apologize. Good night, Etchy. How long have I been on? An hour and a half? I'll go a little longer. I said earlier on that I've had a day. I didn't sleep really at all last night, so I'm pretty wiped. You're most welcome, Bora. So I don't, just for the benefit of everybody, because I can't remember when I last showed this, who was in or who wasn't, but this is the state of things so far. Yeah, okay, I thought there might have been a few of you who haven't seen it. I'm just going to carefully put this down so you can get a bit of see the silhouette. But yeah, that's where we're at with the AUGE. So big shoulder veils, and these pieces that I'm taping up basically go around. They sort of hang on to the sides of it like this. Yeah, and the idea is they're sort of, you know, in Canon they're sort of, these are movable shields to protect it from attack. These are the arms. The hands basically go here, right in that hole there. You've got to be careful here because it's not actually, these aren't glued in. They're just sort of sitting in the on the pins. Can I get in a little closer? And then, of course, there's skirts all around it too, like this. You know, cover his robot shame. One there. Whoops, sorry, wrong way. And then there's another one in the back, and then two really big ones, which I can pull out when I can take my hand away from the sheet, that go on either side. So the little spears, let me just put this away, and I can show you where all those stupid little spears go. It's just hard to see against all the clutter on my desk. The little spears attach into, let me just get another glove on and I'll take it apart, show you guys some of the up close details. Put on my butler gloves. Yeah, so 5-star series, Machine Messiah, AUGE, resin kit, about 200 pieces. I think every time I say how many pieces it is, I just arbitrarily make up another number, but it's anywhere between 150 and 250 pieces. All right, so let me just take this side off first. All right. So you can see some here. Okay. These guys here. And they actually break just by looking at them. I'm trying not to look at them. I'm only looking at them on screen, because if I look directly at the model, they just fall off. But that piece there is basically this. Hang on. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I should never have glued those on. As they kind of break off, I'm just putting them to the side. Once it's completely, I know, right, Ter? Once I'm basically finished, I'll glue them on. I'll glue them on right at the end. But those, so they go there, and then the rest of them kind of go in here. you can see these little holes here, all in these. So there's all along the top of this, as well as there's another sort of rank of them down here, and then another 2 of them down here. But the problem is, right, like as soon as I glue those in, I can't hold this anymore. So I'm just leaving them out for now, until I get it more detailed, or sorry, more finished up. And I can show you too what the actual veils look like. Let me just move some of this stuff out of the way. Everything's epoxied. All the structural, sorry about the zoom, guys. Everything is epoxied. As far as, like, I just use a 5-minute epoxy to secure all of the structural bits. So anything that's carrying weight, I'll use 5-minute epoxy with. Anything that is just like a little detail that's, like things like this cable and these little pieces here, I'll use cyanoacrylate for those. Something to consider too, Drift, actually, you might have to sort of think of this too with parts on the kit that you're getting, is I personally, I think some of the design choices that they make are a little silly with 5-star series. So like this is a spare one of these shoulder, this piece here is in there, okay, buried way down deep in there. But you see this little tiny, you see that little tiny piece of plastic here? That right there, that little piece of resin holds all of this weight, right? And more, right? Because the shoulder veils are also going to be attached. Now there's this little piece that there's 2 pieces that kind of clamshell together here, right? But I just was looking at that thinking, shit, I don't remember if I ran a huge brass pin through that, right? Like I can't remember how deep that brass pin goes. Oh, that's the other thing, for the benefit of anybody in chat who's lurking there who hasn't built a resin kit. These don't snap together. These don't glue. Well, you glue them together, but you generally need to drill and pin all the parts that are carrying any considerable amount of weight. I tend to drill and pin everything, to be honest with you, because it's just easier to airbrush the parts. But I can't remember how deep I set that pin, so I'm like, that's like such a weak point, right? Because resin's really brittle, right? If any tiny little minutia of a crack formed in that, it would just snap off with disastrous effect. So the little clampy pieces that I put in there, these ones, I completely filled all of the void space in there with epoxy resin to sort of make this one larger piece. So keep that in mind as you're sort of looking at your kit when you get it, just in case it there's some silliness like that. And then let me just get one. Do I have one here? Oh yeah, okay. So these shoulder veils go like this. Well, first of all, it won't actually stay in place yet. But these pieces go on the top. No worries, Dreamcatcher. No worries. So these go on the top. It's not going to stay there quite yet. I don't think I have the one that's keyed correctly for this side. And then the veils, I have a couple that are painted. This slots in like so. And, oh, I've already got one in there. So that little piece slots in there. This goes in here. And then this bigger one goes on top. Come on. Like that. Like that. Let me get it out a little bit here. Pretty impressive. And another one on the back, obviously. This is mirrored on the reverse side. Epic, how are you? How you doing tonight? Don't think there's much else I can show you on that. Oh, you'll have to learn me, Bora, with respect to what the 6Ps are. Epic, we're just working on, continue to work on the 5-star series Machine Messiah AUGE resin kit. Oh yeah, okay, yes. I do know what that is now. It's hard to see with all the crap behind it, but yeah. Anyway. Kind of just at the point, Epic, where we're doing some assembly. I have a couple other little pieces to mask. Paint in gold. I think this is actually the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, there's some more over there. I think we'll just paint these ones now, though, once I get this done. I have pretty decent trigger control with the airbrush, but overspray at this stage is disastrous. So, and you can't really clean it off if you do get any. So, I just tape everything. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It is exotic. 5-star series is kind of, not many people really, well, I shouldn't say not many people know about it, but it's not as prevalent as, say, Gundam and Gunpla, but it is it's a manga series that it's similar to Gundam. Hey, Dreamcatcher. But the mecha design is all very it's very exotic looking. You're right. They're not big chunky robots. Well, some of them are, but even the ones that are big and chunky definitely have a bit more of a they're a bit more curvy and pointy. in all the right places. And they have high heel. They're high heeled because, you know, if you're gonna battle your enemies, do it in style. If you're gonna battle your enemies in giant killer robots, you might as well do it in style. Very much almost done here. I doubt anybody can tell a difference, but I finally got a better video card in this computer. My streams prior to Wednesdays were all just done with X264 encoding in the OBS client because I had a 580 GTX 580. That's an old school NVIDIA card, and it wouldn't do the NVENC encoding. But I was able to finally get my hands on a nicer video card for my main gaming PC, which isn't this one. This one's really just used for streaming and looking at model kits. I was able to get a 3070 for my gaming PC, and I was able to move the 980 Ti from that one into this computer. So it's got a little more horsepower. Because before, with it just doing CPU encoding, it was like, you know, the CPU activity was crazy. Just kind of sat up at 60 for the entire stream. No, I was able to buy it directly from a store, so it wasn't a resale. I wanted a 3080, but I settled. So I've got these. You know, I didn't really even need to upgrade. I was pretty happy with the 980. Did what I want. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. And honestly, I think AMD is going to come out with some pretty heavy competition for NVIDIA, frankly. Which is great, because the only reason it's stupid is because there's a monopoly. I missed a little bit here. I work with a guy who just goes on and on and on about the new M1 Apple products. I'm just like, dude, can you please just buy one? So you can stop telling me about it. In the UK, the Parliament are considering laws against scalping computer parts for profit, but the retailers, because they're getting sold out of expensive parts that would otherwise take months or years to sell, are saying, no, don't do that. We don't want that. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It's so messed up there right now, though, isn't it, Dreamcatcher? Like even like Michael Fichtenmeyer, the guy who sells the Waldo kit and it runs Industria Mechanica. He's basically had to kind of say, look, I can't sell to the UK anymore because of the tax situation and the amount of paperwork that due to Brexit, they are now making the vendor conform to when they're importing into the UK. He's basically like, I'm really sorry, but I'm just not doing it. If somebody wants to pick up distribution over there of his stuff, he'll consider it, but he just sort of said it's really just not worth my time to spend 3 hours filling out export tax forms, UK export tax forms, to sell a $50 resin kit. It just seems so broken. And then I think of all like the Kickstarters and things out there that have yet to, fulfill. Like I do a fair bit of tabletop gaming, and I grab the occasional Kickstarter, and I, like what's going to happen to some of these Kickstarters where they, it's completely all budgeted in to the original ask, right? And the Kickstarter from years ago could be 2 years ago, right? I'm thinking of stuff like Kingdom Death, and some of this content that literally takes 4 years to ship, like, and you've paid shipping already, right? When the taxes on an item outweigh any profit you might have otherwise made, something is absolutely, it's crazy. And I mean, I'm in Canada, so I'm no stranger to tax, believe me, but you're absolutely right. Like what, it's that ridiculous escalation in the tax itself. Like when I bring something in from the States, I will have to pay, we have like we have like VAT, right? Where only here it's called GST, goods and services tax, that, the government takes its cut of everything, and it's 5%. And I just expect it. I write it off as basically like that's, cost of living up here is that, we have that so that we can, we have free healthcare and stuff like that. But it's 5%, right? Like it's not 50%, which is what some of these duties and excise taxes seem to be. So, but what Michael was saying was it's the paperwork. The paperwork is just ridiculous. So, bureaucrats. Urgh. All right, just giving these one last little inspection here before we hit them with the airbrush. Classic airbrush thing here, right? Like I've been on for an hour, 40 minutes. So 1 hour and 40 minutes of work to mask all these parts with a little bit of this and that in between. And now we're going to go over to the spray booth and we're going to spend exactly 40 seconds spraying them with paint. And then that part's done and we remove all the tape. Yeah. Ain't that the truth, right? It's just like, I mean, but hey, how else can you do it, right? Well, I mean, I could. What a lot of people do is they'll use a plastic bag and they'll just tape. They'll just tape the plastic down. But I don't know. I have the tape here. I'll just do it this way. So we're just gonna get these gloves on. Jump over to the spray booth. Blast them with Alclat Gold, and then remove that. And then I still have to do the inside gold pieces, right, to look like so. I was talking to Luca about the inside, the pieces. You know, that's the thing too. I don't know if you're still there, Drift, but it's like the, you know, so many of these resin kits you'll find have all these details and interesting. Pardon the noise here for a sec. Have all these details and stuff on the inside. You know, of parts, just like this gold in here, right? And we were laughing at the fact that you have to paint this. Even though this is not seen, you have to paint it. Because if you don't paint it, you'll know that you didn't paint it. And you won't sleep. You'll think about it. You'll be lying there awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking about that you didn't paint. You know what Luca was saying is for him, it's the feet. Because underneath the feet, there's all this detail. It's like, I mean, you're not going to put him in a diorama. Well, maybe you are going to put him in a diorama with his feet up on like a, you know, on the sofa. But yeah, you gotta go and paint all that stuff. You can't not do it. Promise me, you won't skip that. Because it's unclean. It's unclean. It's unnatural to not paint those details. Only a monster would not paint those pieces. Stuff like this too, right? Like there's all this detail in here. Look at all this stuff. Look at all that. Yeah, it would follow you. It would follow you. You would come back in your next life to just one of these right in front of you. You'd open your eyes, your bleary eyes would open, and this would be there, and it would just say, "Why, Drift? Why have you forsaken me?" But all this detail, right? Front and back. You can't see any of it. It's all completely covered. Yeah. Okay. One last little peruse here. Looks good. Looks good. Sometimes you get these little bubbles with the poly tape, the vinyl tape, the curve stuff for curves. I've been trying to find thinner ones, but I can't around here. My parts of the world. All right. Okay. Some weird camera update happened to my setup over the last day or two. So my usual camera, my face cam that's over on this side, stopped working. So you just get to see my hands. But this will be quick. Make sure everything is nice and tight. Thin coats. Done. Oh shit, someone started a timer. Someone started a timer. How long have we been doing it? About 20 seconds. $30 seconds. Out of paint. Damn. Just gonna throw my numbers. Make sure that's down. Did I finish that one? Yeah, that one's good. That one's okay. And time. There. Now we get to unwrap our presents. All right, let me just catch up here. Look at the silver lining here. You aren't compelled to paint every little detail a slightly different shade for more realism. Yes, that is true. That is true. Yeah, I mean, I didn't go right into each, you know, if I was doing this in instead of in metallics, but in colors, I may very well have painted like, you know, pick a palette of maybe 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 colors. And I would have actually painted parts like this. This detail in here would have been a different color from this ring. Right? Like, I would actually do that, to be honest with you. But back when I thought I'd take a break from the Waldo and do this, I just thought, you know what? Like in the reference art from 5-Star Series, I'm just going to do it in gold and black chrome. So, yeah, gold lining, absolutely. All right, let's see how it came out. Switch back to the made cafe gloves. I'm such a dum-dum. When I ordered these gloves, I was looking on Amazon for like white cotton gloves. And all of the listings just came back with they called them moisturizing gloves. White cotton moisturizing gloves. And I'm there like, I don't want gloves with moisturizer in them. told my wife, and she looks at me like I'm an idiot because I was being an idiot. It's like they don't have moisturizer in them. You're supposed to put them on after you've moisturized. Anyway, smooth brain moment. I mean, did you know that, Drift? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's like moisturizing gloves. You know, gloves that moisturize. I don't want that. These under the nitrile? Yeah, I could try that. I have a bit of a problem with the nitrile gloves, though. Yeah, I could actually try that. That's actually a good idea. I will try that. But my issue with the nitrile gloves is the extra. I use the Gorilla Glove brand nitrile gloves, and the extra large, or the whatever the biggest one is that I can get here. They're already quite tight on me because I've got giant man mittens of hands. But I'll try that. That sounds like a good idea. The nitrile gloves, yeah, because, you know, they don't breathe at all, so your hands get sweaty in them. And then you've got that moisture sitting in there. And you're right, it's not nice. I'll try in a minute. Right. This one's being fussy. There we go. Last one. One. Ooh, I wonder what's in this one. Socks? No. Is it a book? I'm disappointed with myself for not keeping all my tape. What I normally do when I build mecha kits is I'll keep all my masking tape. I make a big masking tape ball. It's the equivalent of for me it's the equivalent of keeping all of your little cuttings from making gunpla. All the little nubs. My playlist ended. There we go. Took me a month to get used to night shift hours again, but I don't need coffee to stay awake as much as I did at the beginning of February. Hey, I'm sorry that you have to do a night shift. Or do you do that by choice, Dream? I can't imagine doing a night shift. I'm very fortunate that I've never had to do shift work in my entire life. No, I mean I work in a role where I'm always on call for advice in a management capacity, but never had to do shift work. I do drink a lot of coffee, but it's entirely by choice. Super tedious. Sometimes I find taking the tape off more tedious than putting it on. Hey Drift, if you're still there, I can't remember if you managed to resolve your 3D printing problems. Oh, come on. I hope you managed to get that all figured out. Maybe. Just reminded me of that Simpsons where there's one guy in the crowd just shouts, probably. I'm sorry, there was really no context to that statement I just made. But there it is. Okay. Let me just have a look at chat here. So there's 2 of them done. I didn't explicitly choose night hour shifts. I only told them I wanted full-time hours, and they took a month to get me the hours with the new client. But I'm happy with this client. I have a moderate amount of freedom in what I can do to entertain myself while they sleep until my shift is up, and it's mostly a peaceful job. That's great. That sounds really like a pretty good deal. And you don't have trouble adapting to your outside of work hours, being, like sleeping during daylight hours and whatnot. Drift, maybe. The Z-Rod was binding up, so I think... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Right. Right. That's the only thing with the high resolution printing is any kind of Z wobble, Z wobble, is really can be problematic. You can really see it in the prints too, right? Yeah. And it's kind of one of those things too where you don't really, it's not the first thing that comes to mind, right? In terms of when something's wrong with the resin printers, you don't immediately think, better check the mechanics of the Z axes. So have you started printing the Baba Yaga house? Or are you still working on the parts for the what Etchy's currently painting? I can't remember. Ooh, that was exciting. My resin life flashed before my eyes there. Look at this thing. Like the rube. Anubis. Sorry, Anubis. Yes, I remember now. For the benefit of anyone just joining chat, currently working on painting a 5-star series Machine Messiah AUGE resin kit. It's 1/100 scale. About, this time I think I'm going to say it's about 220 pieces. As soon as I get this stuff off, I will show the main body. Just got a couple more pieces of tape to remove here. Catch up on chat, and then have a look at it again. There we go. One more. All right. And there we go. 3 of them done. Hey, Drift. Thank you for hanging out. Always a pleasure. I hope you don't have too much of a day tomorrow. Take it easy. Hope you have a great night, man. All right, let me just see here. Let me just catch up, Dream. Had trouble balancing my sleep schedule with helping my grandma around our house, but I figured if I go directly to bed after I get home and sleep until 2:30 in the afternoon, that gives me as much of 7, yeah, do housework, right on. Decent amount of sunlight too, absolutely, yeah. Hopefully this weekend, just wrapping up staff pieces for the Anubis she put together. Nice, pesky staff pieces, the roller coaster staff. Yeah, nice. That is a lovely little kit, that Anubis. Sunlight was never a consideration. I have red hair and fair skin. My wife has red hair and fair skin too. Yes, I know the woes of the redhead, and my daughter as well. All right, long day ahead, time to sleep. All right, excellent. So let's just have a quick look again here for the benefit of any new viewers. I'll just reattach this as carefully as I can. Snap off more parts. There we go. So this is the Machine Messiah AUGE mecha. from 5-star series. It's a 1/100 scale resin kit, like I mentioned, about 220 pieces. They're all pinned and glued together with epoxy resin, and airbrushed in Alclad black chrome for the darker parts, and Alclad gold for the gold. Stands about, I want to say, maybe about 30 to 40 centimeters tall. About a foot tall. And let's just carefully remove these, and I can show you guys the torso, because I don't think we've had a real good close-up on that yet. It's a dust magnet. I apologize for any specks and spots on it. Candy apple, Alclad candy apple red for the little window there, where the Fatima would be. And I also did the sword in candy apple red. There's a samurai katana type sword that goes with it. And it's been a while since we've had a good look at the legs, so let's have another little peruse of those. Let me just get on my brush first. They are super, super cool. I do agree. They're so slender and elegant. And then with the black chrome on the front, simple armor plates. And then, you know, you swing around to the back and there's all this almost, it's almost Art Deco, right? It's almost Art Deco. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. That one. There. At this point, I could probably glue the hips in to the legs. I think I'd be able to get away with that without compromising my ability to work on it too much. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be it for me, folks. Yeah, and I don't think we'll raid anyone tonight. There's no one else on that I'm too interested in taking you all to. So yeah, everybody, let me just move this shit out of the way. Oh, tape falling down on me. Thank you again for all of the support and all of the lovely conversations. I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. I will be back on tomorrow evening in hopefully finer form, quicker wit, and less smooth brain moments and slow talk. Do feel free to drop in. Stream starts around 11 o'clock, and yeah, should be fun. We're gonna keep doing more of the same. And I'm hoping I'll be able next on tomorrow's stream to actually start gluing the these shoulder veils onto the actual pieces here, like onto those you know, getting what I showed you earlier with these things. Look at this glued in. So more progress, should be fun. Anyway, thanks again. Everybody have yourselves a wonderful evening and a wonderful Saturday, and take care. We'll see you soon. Good night, all.